Sometimes when you're a dresser, you meet some interesting people. There's one time I met the fellow by the name of Mr.T. There's a little song I wrote about Mr.T. when I tried to get him to help me make a love connection. It's called Me, Shandy, and Mr.T. Shandy, my darling, darling Shandy, we make lots and lots of babies. I just can't stop thinking about Shandy, my darling, darling Shandy. So I went over to Shandy and I was like, would you like to go to, I don't know, maybe to a movie with me sometime? We went to go see this movie called Pan's Labyrinth, and I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's one of those crazy, mad, violent fantasy films. Shit too. I'm thinking Shandy's thinking I'm some kind of crazy freak. But lo and behold, Shandy actually liked it. Oh my darling, darling Shandy, make lots and lots of babies. I just can't stop thinking about Shandy, my darling, darling Shandy. So after the movie we walked back over to Shandy's car, and it was the time for me to, I don't know, kind of make my move. But you know, I'm one of those kind of silly little emo guys that would rather write a song about it instead of actually stepping up to the plate. So I walked over to Shandy and I was like, well, hey Shandy, I don't know, maybe I'd like to go dancing sometime? And Shandy's like, oh, I don't really dance. Well, maybe I'll give you a call then sometime, Shandy. And she says, okay. Oh yeah, that's right, she said, okay. Whoa, okay. So I let a couple of days go by, and I called up my darling Shandy, and of course I got a voicemail, and I was like, hey Shandy, I don't know, would you like to maybe go to, I don't know, ice skating with me? Give me a call, your good friend, Chris. And Shandy, then all of a sudden my phone started ringing, and I knew it was Shandy, but it said it was a work call, and I got flown out to Las Vegas to work with a fellow by the name of Mr.T. With my clippers. And they pointed at me and they said, well, Chris is the wardrobe hair guy, and I've never cut somebody's hair in my entire life. I'm about to start with Mr. T's goddamn mohawk. And he looks at me and he's like, hey, nice and straight like a line on the carpet. Like a line on the carpet, real straight. So my hands are shaking. I'm freaking out. I'm looking at his crazy, bad, huge black muscles. And he looks at me, and I look at him, and I'm thinking to myself, hey, I'm shaving Mr. T's mohawk. It's kind of cool. So I start getting crazy romantic thoughts. I'm like, hey, Mr. T, would you mind calling a girl named Shandy and asking her to go ice skating with me? And he's like, yeah, but maybe after the show. And I thought he was blowing me off. But then after the show, he's like, hey, if you still want me to make that phone call for you, I'll make that phone call. And I'm like, all right. And it's like 11 o'clock, but I don't care. And of course, Mr. T gets Shandy's voicemail again. And he's like, hey, Shandy, you don't know me, my name is Mr.T. I've been working with your friend Chris, doing the makeup, doing the wardrobe, and he's been talking about you. Now he wants to go ice skating with you. And then he loves you. And then he loves you so much, and then I love you. And then he really loves you, and he just loves you. And I'm thinking to myself, Mr. T, I'm pretty sure you just screwed me. Because you must have told Wendy that Shandy that I loved her at least 8 or 7 times. But I'm like, screw it, Mr. T, he can say whatever he wants. So I fly home on the airplane. And of course I lose my cell phone on the airplane. Shandy's probably trying to call me, leaving me 70 messages telling me how awesome I am. And so I get home and I look her up all stalker style on MySpace. And Shandy finally gets back to me. And she's like, hey Chris, yeah, it's Shandy. Yeah, sorry I didn't get back to you earlier. I've been really some friend of yours? Yeah, he was really loud and I think he was drunk.